Tax season. Everybody should have their W-2s.
For those of you that may be new here, we don't need bottle girls, waitresses, babysitters, Starbucks attendants.
Taxes by Tiffany.
Stop it right now. Like, really take this serious. She not gonna care. They're like, what they gonna take from her? She live in an apartment. You're giving your social security number to the drug dealer's girlfriend.
Carla, I think you're being very,
I'm not, because I was one. Come on.
You're knocking people hustle.
My social security number is on somebody's hustle. And if they offer you a cruise for doing taxes with them, you don't want to go there. That's not where you go.
Welcome back.
Good morning. Oh, I don't know if it's morning or not. Well, it's morning for us.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're listening bright and early as soon as we post.
Yeah,
right?
I usually post it at like 6 a.m. just so you guys know. So if you're up on a treadmill, go ahead and listen.
Did you hear that? She posts the episodes. This is so nice.
I'm like
so
an engineer.
Nice. You're basically an engineer. That's
right?
What you are. Yeah, you are. I hope you're having a great day, Monday if you're listening, or any other day of the week. Thank you for coming back to another episode. We're still in our February, what we're going to call series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The month of love.
Black History Month.
Yeah.
All of it. We're going to put it all together.
Tax season. Everybody should have their W-2s, their 1099 information.
Okay. If you're watching, you're probably wondering why I got that face. For those of you that may be new here or not, it's a refresher. I come from being an accountant for 6 years. That's what my degree is in. I was not a public accountant. I was corporate accountant. But what I do want to, again, as I do almost every year, is tell y'all, we don't need bottle girls, waitresses, babysitters, Starbucks attendants doing our taxes or yours. Like, really take this serious. Like, this is your income. This is the government. These are things that can come back to you. You just really go to someone that is knowledgeable on this, has been doing it for a long time, understands the laws, what they can and can't do. And if they offer you a cruise for doing taxes with them, you don't want to go there. That's not where you go.
But don't big places like Jackson Hewitt and
now, if they do something wrong, a place like that, you have Jackson Hewitt to like claim, and they're responsible for that. They're not doing anything too crazy because it comes back on them.
Yeah,
they can lose their license. The bottle girl lose her little tax ID thing that she could do.
Yeah, taxes by Tiffany.
Stop it right now. She not gonna care. They're like, what they gonna take from her? She live in an apartment. You know what I'm saying? She live with her mama. Like, don't do that. There's a lot of scammers. Okay, and outside of all that, you're giving your social security number to the drug dealer's girlfriend.
Oh my
and
gosh.
The bottle girl.
Carla, I think you're being very
I'm not, because I was one.
I'm getting
I was the drug dealer's girlfriend, and I was like, come on now. You don't need to be giving everybody. No.
You're being judgy. Just because they're bottle girls and they're drug dealers' girlfriends do not mean that they don't know how to count. And they
can count. But then this is your social security number. No, man. Like, this is your livelihood. Don't do it. Go to someone that's been doing this for a long time, that has insurance, that is reputable. Like, come on.
You're knocking people hustle. You really are.
My social security number is on somebody's hustle. Exactly. That's their hustle. No, your identity is somebody's hustle. No, like, not even trying to be shady, but that is serious. Your information, your address. What? No, don't do that. Don't do that at all. So just go, maybe not Jackson Hewitt. They're not the greatest either.
You can do them yourself on TurboTax.
You can, and I've done that. I've known and helped people with that. TurboTax is great. Mm-hmm. But if you need someone, and he can do all 50 states, DM me. I'll send you his information. Directly. Like, DM me. I'm not going to post it, but I'll DM you his information for taxes, and someone that I trust has been doing it for 25 plus years.
And I'm not mad at Taxes by Tiffany. I'm not going to Taxes by Tiffany, but
right. So if you're not, well, how would you not mad at it?
Because I know how to do them myself.
Right, but I'm mad at it for the people that don't know how to do it themselves, and they really think they're getting something out of getting this cruise, but on the back end, they're taking mad money from you. That's the part that you don't see. You're like, oh, I don't have to pay up front. You should be paying someone either between $100 and $150 if you have just a regular W-2. Mm-hmm. And most people just have a W-2. If that's the case, go to this guy. Taxes by Tiffany it ain't it.
I don't know, Carla. I feel like you kind of...
don't do that.
You're knocking people hustle. Listen,
hustle. We don't hustle with our taxes.
Okay, not hustle, but
it is a hustle.
Someone's business.
It's not a business. It's a hustle.
These women are out here trying to become like our woman of the week.
Okay.
Self-made millionaires.
Don't do her like that. Is disrespectful on Black History Month.
It's not. Like, everybody has to start somewhere.
I would love for them to start with hair care products. So let's go ahead and talk about the women. Instead of taxes, there's other things that we could do.
Oh, you limiting people to what they could do? I think we're going to be arguing today.
Okay.
Maybe we shouldn't record early.
I like a good morning debate.
You start off very conservative.
It's a coffee.
And you see, I wake up liberal. Anyone can do anything.
I wake up Republican.
Anyone can do anything. Anyone can be anybody.
And you can.
Like, no.
You can absolutely do taxes. Go to school for it. When you just took a week course and now you're doing my taxes.
Okay, but it sounds like you're saying that because Tiffany has a drug dealer boyfriend, she didn't go to school for taxes.
Okay, I'll take it back. Anyone who just took a 1 week course to do your taxes, don't go to them.
Oh, Jesus.
That's it. I'm done. It doesn't matter what they do. Even you. If you start doing taxes tomorrow, I would tell everybody on this mic right now.
You're not gonna fuck with me?
Absolutely not. If you just a 1 week course and now you're about to do people's taxes, don't do that. Okay. Don't do that.
Okay. Well, I might be starting donations by Dexy where you can give me money. Just for being me.
It's called GoFundMe. Do it. I'll set one up for you.
Okay. So I'm just saying, if the women of today went by what you're saying, we would never have our woman of the week, Madam CJ Walker. She is the first female self-made millionaire. She built her empire around cosmetics for hair and skincare. So women had to trust her.
You know why they trusted her?
Tell me.
Madam CJ Walker did not mix up in her kitchen for a week and then said,
"How you know?"
Because they told us and she told us. There is documented. It is literally documented. And you know what she also did? She worked for another woman for years.
Okay.
And then watch how she did her things and learned from someone else before she decided to come out with her own product. So you know she was influenced by Annie Malone, which is another Black woman who had, she was an entrepreneur, hair care products, all that stuff. So she worked for her in her company and she learned about the hair care business.
Okay.
And once she learned about that business, she went home and started messing with her own products and then using them on herself, her own hair.
So she had proof of concept
on
her head.
And then for other people that she was doing their hair. And then she started selling it. She didn't start right away making money with it. You know, she worked and then got the proof of concept and then sold it because it was working. Okay. You see the difference?
I see the difference. So I really do feel like Taxes by Tiffany can do a proof of concept by fucking up a couple people's taxes.
And then do your mom, your sisters, your cousin, your friends.
Not my family. But one thing that I think is really cool about Madam CJ Walker with her company, she not only made money by like selling products, she also introduced a way for women to make money by like being almost like a Mary Kay type thing. Where they went around and they sold the product themselves. So it's almost like they had their own little like mini business underneath it.
It's business marketing.
Yeah.
And it's like it made her money. It made other people money. And she was also a really big philanthropist.
I heard that too.
Yeah. So as much money as she was making within time, because there were times that a lot of the product didn't go well and she had to get rid of it and redo. She lost money in business, which happens. But as she was making more money, she gave money back, especially to the NAACP.
Yeah.
She was really big.
I think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm. She donated to schools. She funded schools. So
she's making me think of you with what you have on your heart right now.
Oh, thank you.
So maybe you won't be a bad billionaire.
I'm going to be a really good billionaire. I am. And I'm going to hire someone to recycle.
Wait. I'm speechless.
I'm going to hire someone to recycle for me.
Carla.
Because you're a billionaire.
Okay. Rather than you just putting it in a separate bin.
Well, they got to take it somewhere.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Madam CJ Walker. I just felt like with us being in Black History Month, us thinking about love and like women and things like that, it would be really cool for us to throw it back to have a woman of the week.
Yes. And it's empowering too because as we're talking about taxes, and I'm not joking, she may be, but I wasn't joking about what I said.
She's dead serious.
There's money coming back to you to a lot of women, right? There's times that I used to get thousands of dollars back and then I would be like, what am I going to do with this money? I was always pretty good at budgeting. But take this money to think about, hey, is there a course that I want to take to learn something? Is this a time for me to hire a business coach, to invest in a product that I already had, to learn something? So use this money to learn and not go buy like a new
Ultima.
Louis bag or what?
Ultima.
Yeah.
That used to be the thing when I was younger. Tax season. Where I got
Everybody with Ultima, and if you got a Maxima,
it was like
you was
paper tax
popping.
season, okay?
Yeah.
Because everybody had a new car.
Yeah, I mean, a car if it's something you really need.
Do people still do fun things like that with their taxes?
Maybe younger people.
Oh.
I don't know if our folks do. You said fun things. When
Yeah. I never got money back. I never really got money back.
That's because you've been doing TurboTax. And me, I was working with accountants that were actually getting me my money back because there are so many things to get back that we just don't know.
I should have went to Tiffany.
Tiffany, all right.
Got money back.
You would have been at 33rd right now, sipping not this beautiful coffee from High Hello Labs, but water and bread from the jail. Y'all know it's a federal offense to you too, right?
What?
Like they get in trouble for what they're doing, but it's also your name, so you get in trouble. That's why you have to be careful who you trust. That's why celebrities, of course, that's millions of dollars. But when they do their taxes,
you can't just claim ignorance and
no,
it'll be all good.
It's on them and it's on you. Yeah, so you're gonna be in there with Tiffany.
Okay.
Both y'all rubbing each other's.
You know what? We're not gonna go there.
Okay, just kidding.
We're not gonna go there. Okay, so I was scrolling through. Well, actually, no, it wasn't me scrolling. You were scrolling through social media the other day, and you sent me the latest mess.
Okay, yeah. So technically, last Friday, I was talking to you, and I've been going through some stuff, so I'll tell you guys about it later. But you said get off social media. Social media has been giving me the worst anxiety. So if you're feeling this way, really get off social media. And then yesterday, because I know we were recording today, I'm like, let me open up my app to look for something in specific. But boom, it pops up.
Yeah.
And it was an interview of Funky Friday's Cam Newton. He is becoming so messy.
Yes.
It is messy and sassy over there. But I believe it's projection. Because once you know one, you know them all.
Oh my.
But he had Royce Reed there, which as she did her series on social media trying to talk about what she's been through, that I didn't mind. Girl, go ahead. Talk about what you've been through. Yeah. It's been a long time. You probably were with like hush money or quieted and made, intimidated for whatever reason. Because that man is rich.
In that series, she really focused on the relationship, what she'd been through.
The things with the kids, sexual abuse, like all of these things.
Also, Dwight likes to sue. So allegedly, just throw out allegedly.
Allegedly. This is all regarding what Royce Reed is saying.
She did like an 8-part series on TikTok where she went through their whole relationship.
That's so funny because you see it on TikTok, I see it on Instagram.
Yeah, it's so much better on TikTok.
It probably is. So that I didn't mind at all.
No, me either.
When you are talking about your abuse or something you've been through that you're trying to get over, I'm cool with that.
She kept it focused on her experience.
Correct. Well, when I open up this app, the first thing that comes up, and I didn't have it on mute, I heard it right away. And it was like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and ask it. Is he gay? And I said, well, who are we talking about? And why are we talking about people's gayness, So it was Royce Reed and Cam Newton. And basically in the...
Let's play it.
Play it?
Yeah, I have the link here.
Okay.
Can I play it? You want me to do it?
You can play it.
Okay.
Let
me see if I know how to do it. I said I'm an engineer and I'm going to prove it.
Okay, let's see.
I mean, we already here. Fuck it. Is he gay?
He would like my finger.
Aye. Have you ever witnessed him being with another man in the bedroom?
Yeah, all the time. They took mushrooms together.
Oh, I like mushrooms.
And then they were like in the bed moaning and like touching themselves. Yeah, but they said that's an effect of taking mushrooms.
Where the fuck are the children?
They are upstairs in their rooms with the nanny.
I think what the problem is whatever the fuck floats your boat, you do that shit, but keep the kids out of it.
When this would happen, it was like late. So they were like done for the night. And you asked if they were men in the room, and yes.
Okay, so I watched the interview because, we cut and clip things up to make it
and we do that
sensational.
Ourselves here.
Yeah. So when he asked the question right out, is Dwight gay? She said, I think he's curious. He used to really like for me to put my finger in his butt. And she said that they would have parties where Dwight would get high with other men and they would be in the bed together and they would be touching themselves. And Cam asked, did these men look gay? And she
come
said,
on now.
Yeah, she said they didn't really look gay. And she actually dropped someone else's name. She said specifically somebody named by the name of Kevin Wellesley would also be there from time to time.
What?
So The question in seeing this, the reason why I was like, oh, Carla, we should talk about this on the site. Not because I care whether or not Dwight is
Dwight
gay,
already came out and said that he's been with men.
but the question is it okay to out this type of information about an ex?
An ex, and specifically your child's father.
Yes.
Right? Because this is not just an ex of hers that she had. The kid is pretty old now, isn't he? Like 16?
He's in his teens.
So it's like 16 years ago. But why? What is the purpose of this? He's already been sued for supposedly sexually assaulting a boy, right? And then he was like, hey, there was no sexual assault, but I did have him. The messages came out, and he was just like, my sexuality is my sexuality, which I do believe. Whatever happens in the bedroom, that's his business. He's not outside showing us what he's doing, whether he likes transgender women or men. Whatever floats his boat and tickles his pickle. I don't think it's cool. Like, there are things... I'm trying to think if my baby daddy would have done this and would I want to out him. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like he maybe that's why
it wouldn't be good for you to out him because then he just talk about you eating his booty.
Yeah, like
it's like tit for tat.
I don't know. I just think as far as their sexuality, like when I talked about what I did in that one episode, y'all can go back and listen to it. That's what I did.
Yes,
you know, I wasn't involved in that.
Exactly.
And then as she's telling this story, so you was there, so you were okay with it while you were there.
That's the same thing I'm thinking.
So I'm confused.
I'm like, apparently, like, this is something intimate. It's not something he's like filming and putting out there and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't think it's right to go into this level of detail about how you were or were not intimate with someone or who you saw them being intimate with. Like, I think that has nothing to do with whether or not he like, you know, silenced you for years or like abused you. Like, this is literally like this man's sexual preference and what he's doing behind closed doors.
Which is the abuse towards you. You were there, and then what is the purpose? To shame him? Are we shaming him because of his sexuality?
And if you are shaming him, does that not also impact your child?
Yeah. I mean, they're already having a lot of issues with their child, and I really don't even want to go into that. I'll leave that to the blogs because that child is, it's a child, right? And he's been through some really traumatic things, according to the mother and to some people. But that all stems from now he has to watch this on social media.
Yeah.
A 15, 16, 17-year-old, the phone is their life.
Yeah.
And like, what do you think that's doing that to their mental health?
I really just felt like it was unnecessary for her to talk about that and for them to go into that level of detail. Also, like, Kim, why are you asking?
Because he's interested.
Hey!
Probably. I mean, the way that he goes through these women, and as you're masking something, what are you masking? Are you jealous of how confident Dwight is behind closed doors?
And would you want your baby mamas having these conversations about what you are or not doing?
Because he has quite a few of them.
Yeah,
so what if they get upset with him and then start going on Club Shay Shay, telling your business? You know what I mean?
It's wild. I don't think it's acceptable.
They wouldn't be on So What Now, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, no. I would never like out someone that I've been with. I would.
What?
Yeah, no.
Not if unless it had something to do with like, oh, while he was with this man in bed, they did something to me,
right?
Or it's like I was hurt.
Even if he was like cheating on her, no, like you were literally there in that moment, involved in it somehow.
And you know what she said? All the time.
Yes, so you were okay with it, and
all
now you want to use it. You want to weaponize it almost.
Yeah, and I like Reed. I like
Royce
Reed. I like Royce. I think she's cool. I think that she's a cute girl, you know, like she's been through a lot of things. It's not hard to be with someone who was that big at the time, because I remember when Dwight was here.
Yeah,
Dwight was huge.
Yeah, like
he was that guy, like Superman, you know.
Yeah,
and
I remember meeting him and being afraid to talk to him. I'm glad I was.
I went to his house.
You did? Okay, yeah. Maybe we should just.
But not for him.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't for him. But I do know personally that there were a lot of things going on late at night. I don't think he didn't have a kid by then. Or in the house. But there are things that were happening. But again, he was so big. She went through some things. Whatever. Just at this point, focus on what the problem is.
Yeah.
You're not being allowed to make money or whatever. You're being blocked, or you're being, what's it called when they stop you from doing things? Blackballed.
Oh, yeah.
Being blackballed in the business, whatever it may be. And she's trying to buy a house. She was saying she's trying to get the money to buy a house. Like, there's just so many things, whether you're good with money or not.
So maybe that's why she's doing these types of interviews, to make money.
But Kim don't pay.
It becomes sensational. Oh, wow.
So what are you selling?
I don't know.
You know who's making money off of this? Cam on his YouTube.
I think she's been through a lot of trauma, and she's definitely really hurt by what he did. Yeah. But I don't know if this is the right way to go about it.
No, I think sometimes we got to look inside and say, hey, what are we doing? And this is stuff I gotta tell myself this sometimes. What am I doing, and how is it benefiting me? And how is it helping me heal? If it's not helping you heal, you're just doing it to get satisfaction right away. I mean, I can kind of say this in a way about, I'll say tonight's conversations. Right now, there's a huge drama going on with this podcast, tonight's conversations, between Keita and Randy and Ace and Trip. And it's like a lot of outing, but it's like, what is the benefit of all of this? Yes, I understand speaking on an abuse, that if you felt abuse, speak on it, do your thing. But do we have to out people, and what is the benefit of it? How is it going to help you? And how are you, what are you gaining out of it?
So people are being outed? Because I'm going to put that on my watch list.
A little bit. Not necessarily because of sexuality, more like infidelities and things like that. And I'm like, I understand, but you can say, I was around people that didn't like it. I mean, Keita is an entertainer. And I've watched and I see it, and I understand where she's coming from. I'm just wondering, how are we using this to heal?
Right.
Because there is power in speaking about your abuse and speaking about what you've been through and your experience, so other people won't go through this in their lives. That it's kind of like a testimony. I'm going through it, but maybe you should try to heal from it a little bit first and then speak, which I feel like is the best way to go about it. Because I've done both.
Because once you heal, there's a lot of stuff that you probably won't even want to speak on or care to speak on.
You won't even care to speak on it because it does nothing for you or them or the people that you're supposedly trying to serve.
Yeah.
If you're doing it to serve someone and help them, there's some things about the conversations that just don't matter.
Yeah. It's a sad situation. I feel bad for their kid more than anything. I did learn that when they started dating, he was 18 and she was 24.
She was a dancer, here.
Yeah.
She's older. That was a part of the reason why people didn't like her with him.
Yeah. But she said that she was very inexperienced. She had led a very sheltered life. So it was almost like they had the same level of experience.
Girl, you was a dancer and he was I think he was number 1 draft pick, wasn't he? 1 or 2, stop it right now. That he got a check and you was right there dancing. And I probably would have done the same thing. Oh, you like me? Don't look at me twice, baby. Come over here. Come over here. I'll show you a trick or two. Seriously, you're in that environment. She broke the rules because as a dancer, you're not supposed to talk to the players. So, I mean, it is what it is. I get it.
Well, speaking of basketball, continuing with that, Carla and I decided to watch a couple of movies this weekend.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
We wanted to go into Black history from another aspect of classic movies, just things that remind us of our childhood, a little bit of nostalgia. So both of us picked some classic Black movies, and we wanted to talk about the relationships in those movies.
Yes.
So what'd you pick, Carla?
Okay. So I picked my all-time favorite movie, Love and Basketball.
That's so many girls' all-time favorite movie.
Honey, I was posting about it last night on social media.
Yeah.
My DMs were lit. Okay, everyone talking. Some were like, "Monica's so stupid." I was like, "I love this movie." And then the music. What kind of fool am I? You so easily set me aside. It's when she's saying, "You made a fool of
Okay, let's
me."
pretend that I've never seen Love and Basketball. What is it about?
Okay, so Love and Basketball is about me in my teenage years in high school. All right, so the movie first starts with 2 kids, moving into this very affluent neighborhood. And the boy, Quincy, his dad is a big-time basketball player for the Clippers. And the girl, the mom, is a stay-at-home housewife. And the dad just works for a bank. Regular old folks. So they met, and the very first thing you see is Monica's confidence from the second the movie starts. She is, I think at the time they're probably 12-ish. I'm not going to say their age. But she's so confident. She got her hat on. She's a tomboy. She's like, let's play. You going to play me? And they're like, do you know how to ball? But she's ready to play these boys. And then she takes her hat off and she's like, yeah, I'm a girl and so what? So it's her confidence that really, really shows me how from early on she's just empowered by her sister, by her dad. Her mom she has issues with, which is, I'm telling you, I was Monica. I really was Monica because it was you housewife, you don't do nothing for yourself. And she's probably like, I'm taking care of my kids. Whatever. So then it fast forwards to when they become teenagers and they are now, it's prom and all this is happening. Now all these years pass by, they become friends. They're just neighbors. They're both great basketball players, but she's a hothead, just like the boys are. But when you're a girl, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
You get in trouble. You get kicked out of games. So now she's watching him as this star athlete dating girls, right? So prom night, this is the first kind of a little toxic thing that I noticed yesterday. Now being older, right? Looking back. So they're at prom, and she finally stops being a tomboy, and the sister dresses her in this beautiful, tight, white dress, and you see Sanaa Lathan's, like, curves. Oh, and I was also watching it with Sarai. So watching it with a 19-year-old, and she's like, this is all new to her. So she's all pretty. They do her hair, and he's there at one of the, high school fast girls. It was Gabrielle Union. She's just gorgeous, ready to give him whatever he wants because he's the jock. And they get to prom, and she goes with her friend's college friend, her sister's college friend. So it's a college boy taking her. So she's uncomfortable, but she's there watching him. And it's the first time Quincy sees her in a dress, but also sees her with an older boy, and then they're dancing, and now his eyes are on her. And I realized yesterday, you only really wanted to, now you wanted her because you see how good she looks, one, and two, she got somebody else, and somebody else is paying her attention because the college boy's like, you look good. And I'm thinking, is that right for a college kid to go to your prom?
I guess it depends on what, because it's a 1 year difference depending on.
I think the sister was a little bit older, so I think he was like, I don't know, whatever. But see, people don't care back then. I think he was a couple years older. Because he was like, I don't remember the girls looking this fine when I was in high school. Well, how long ago was that?
Yeah.
Was he a senior? The sister was a little bit older. Anywho, so in that aspect, I see that there's like a lack of accountability on Quincy's part, or I don't know, or entitlement. He's like, I'm gonna get whatever I want, and I get it. So he goes home. That's the first time they have sex, and they have sex after the prom because he didn't want to have sex with the girl no more. But I know what it was. As a man, he was like, I can't even get it up for this girl that's fine anymore because I want that one.
Yeah,
they set their eyes
to conquer.
Yes, this girl was too easy for him. So they fall in love basically after prom. Now fast forward, we get to college. She makes it to college because she was a hothead. Last minute, she makes it to USC. He goes to USC, and he's, of course, a star of the team. She's the bench. She always in trouble. But now they're still trying to curate this relationship, and she's supporting him, so supportive of him, but he's up here. She gets the opportunity to be a starting player because someone got hurt. Was it because she got hurt? I think it was because she got hurt. She got hurt, and she gets to start now. She finally is getting her break, but she has to curfew. And here come his selfish ass again because he thinks the sun rises and lands on his ass, which he told her that later on, but that's besides the point. I remember in the movie, she's like, I hear you. Your dad has just cheated on the mom. He's having a really rough time. He just found out his dad fathered another child potentially. Yeah, the basketball player. He thought his parents were like perfect, but his dad, NBA player, he'd be cheating. So he's distraught. And he wants to talk to her, and they're in the bleachers. She's like, hey, welcome me to my dorm because I have curfew. And he was like, nah, I want to stay right here. And she's like, well, I have to suit up tomorrow. If I have to be on curfew, if not, suit up. And he was like, whatever, fine. I should be alone anyway. Just leave. And he gets mad, starts drinking, starts doing all this stuff, and starts rejecting her. And now I'm thinking, immature. Selfish again. You're so self-absorbed that he never supported her. It was like, support me, support me, support me. But she finally is getting to do this. And no, so now she has to choose to stick to her own plan, her own ambition, her own goals and dreams, despite him giving her this pressure of, you need to be here for me and live for me. And I love that about Monica. Monica said, I have my own goals. Yeah. You're not going to sit here and tell me to stop. Does it suck? Yes. Is she hurt? Yes. But I like that. She didn't just go and do whatever he wanted her to do. So because of this, they broke up. There was tension. He started like messing with other girls, trying to get her attention. And she looked for him and said, let's talk about it now. And he's like, nope. I'm just going to do whatever. And he just brushing her off. So she finishes college and goes off to play overseas. He's so mad at his dad, and he's dealing with all this hurt and emotional immaturity that he decides to leave the first year out of college and go pro. His dad told him, don't go pro. Don't make decisions off of your feelings right now. And that's what he was doing. With Monica, he did it. With his dad, he did it. So now he's just like, he ain't even that good in pros. Right. The pros is not going that well. He wasn't making Sports Center or anything. She's now 5 years into playing in Spain. And she sees that he gets hurt back home. And he makes finally Sports Center. That's how he makes Sports Center. Because he got hurt. Quincy McCall gets hurt. So she's like already feeling like she misses him. She's losing the love of basketball while she's in Spain. Because it just ended so abruptly. And she still misses her man. I'm sure them Spaniards, girl, I get it. I would have been stressed out too in Spain. No niggas.
Oh my gosh.
What?
You are ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. So anywho, she comes back home and she decides to just work at the bank with her dad. I'm just gonna get a regular ass job and I'm gonna go find my man. But when she goes to the hospital to go see him, girl, he's engaged to Tyra Banks.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
It's so good to see like all these old, so nostalgic. So he's engaged, and now it's when there's the aspect of her and her mom's relationship where she felt like her mom was just like, didn't do anything for herself. She wanted to be a caterer. She didn't. So she had these issues with her, which I think it's what made her so hyper independent. Yeah. It's like, I don't want to be like my mom. So her mom slapped her at one point in time. She deserved it. But they end up talking about it. And finally, she's like, well, I'm going to go for my man. And before he gets married, 2 weeks before the wedding. And this is when she was like, I'll play you for your heart. Because he was like, how dare you tell me this 2 weeks before I get married? And she's like, I know I should have told you 2 weeks ago. And he's like, you selfish. You think the sun rises and lands on your ass. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
That's besides the point. So they play for his heart and he beats her. Because when they were younger, he always would say that she won because he let her. So she was like, if you let me win, it's because deep down you want me. Which was a little manipulative, tiny bit. But also she went for what she wanted. Like, go for it. So they played and he beats her. And it's like, oh, he don't want her back. Then again, I was like, he keep playing with her. Because if you knew deep down that you want her, why you have to beat her?
Yeah.
Why you have to make her feel bad again when this was all your fault? So he comes back. So I just feel like,
wait, so do they end up together?
Yes. So she's walking away like so sad. We're all crying, including myself, because it's heartbreaking. He beats her. And then he goes, hey, all or nothing. And they come back and kiss and they love each other. It's like, oh, he really wants to be with her. So of course they break the engagement. They get together and then she now goes to the WNBA and they have a baby and now he's supporting her. Not because what? Because now you got a tore ACL. You can't do nothing anymore but be like daddy daycare. So now you want to support her. But you know what? Also, in love in February, I feel like things aren't always linear. There are issues that happen, and I think it depends on how much that person wants to change. And he finally decided to support her.
Did he change, or does he have an injury and she went after him? What? That's how I see it, and I don't like it.
Well, now they have a baby, and he's supporting her. So whatever it took,
what else he gonna be doing?
Whatever it took.
What else he gonna be doing? He has a torn ACL.
The Lord tore it.
She still went after him after he was being so selfish. I do not like it. That's why I never liked that movie. I'm sorry. Y'all can have it. I do not like it. Like, why did she have to go after him? Why couldn't he be the one to wake up and come after her?
But if we always expect for someone to come after you and you don't go
when he's done you wrong, he absolutely should.
But what she
don't listen to Carla, y'all.
No, listen to me. You can. You could be missing your blessing because you're like, no, you hurt me.
You can be missing your blessing because you don't want to go after this emotionally immature man.
But then he matured.
How do we know that?
Because the movie said so. Now she is Monica McCall.
Because he married her? You think that means he matured?
He was there. He was
finna marry a bitch anyway.
Okay, we're not going to assume because we don't have a part 2. But the movie ended showing him supporting her with their baby and everything. They were happy. It was a happily ever after movie.
Yes, I see what you're saying, but I'm disgusted. I don't like that she ended up having to be the one to come after him in the end. Look where she
ended up in the WNBA, like living her dream, loving basketball again. It was like the world had color again.
Man, yeah,
he probably matured.
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. He's a man. He did not. Sorry. He's a man.
My friend going through some things, y'all. Okay.
But okay, so I spent the weekend watching 90s movies, right? Like 90s love stories. And it all ends the same. Like the man does something wrong. The woman very easily forgives him. And it's like, oh, yay, they're together.
So I will say 90s movies were always like that.
Yes. That's why we're all fucked up.
Or it was set it off and then we were blowing everything out. It was either the man cheated on us and we went back and happily ever after, or we blew the bitch up.
And there's always this tragedy also.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
It was like Tyler Perry just took every 90s movies and just kept remaking them.
Yeah, and no, he put a little spin of extra horribleness on it with bad wigs.
Oh, I love it. I love the bad wigs in Tyler Perry movies. So you were trying to pick one, but you couldn't get to one.
I watched 2. So I started with Poetic Justice and it pissed me off. I literally couldn't finish because like he called her a bitch and they're arguing and stuff. And then a couple scenes later, she starts to like him. And I'm like, where's the fucking apology? Like, I'm done. I can't watch this anymore. So then I switched and I watched Boomerang, which is Eddie Murphy and Halle Berry. So in the movie, Eddie Murphy is fine. He's this advertising executive. He got money and he gets all the women. Okay. When I say he's like rotating women,
so he's a
like
womanizer.
in and out. Yes. In and out. Like every day he got somebody new. He has this thing where he comes in the office. He gives his secretary a list of women to send a single rose to. And it's like an apology, like, oh, I haven't called you.
I want
Like that's his thing. It's a single rose. And the list had like 8 women on it or something like that. It was insane. His name is Marcus. So Marcus falls in love with Jacqueline.
Okay.
Also, Marcus is afraid of commitment. So he will he'll be obsessed with you and into you and go after you. But then once he hits it, he like the smallest thing, he's like no longer interested. So one girl, like he looks at her toes and like she had a bunion, and so he never wanted to talk to her again.
Triggering.
So then he meets Jacqueline, who's basically the female version of him.
Oh,
she's
this
an
the one he gonna
executive.
love.
She's hot, and she knows he wants her.
Is it
and
Halle Berry?
Yeah, no, this is a Halle Berry.
Okay.
And she don't give it up. This is what's the lady who was Robin Givens?
Okay.
Robin Givens. So she takes him through the ringer. She plays all the games. You see her play all the games with him that he played with the other women in the movie. I'm like, yes, this is so good. So he falls in love, and she's like, you're not getting serious about this, are you? Like, we're just having fun, right? Which is the same thing he will tell other women. And so she basically breaks his heart. He's so sad. The whole time throughout this movie, Halle Berry's been in the background. Halle Berry is another person that works with them. She's an artist. He wasn't interested in her. He actually tried to like pawn her off to one of his friends. So her and the friend are kind of talking, but not really. But through the breakup, they start talking or whatever. They start hanging out and they start messing around. So they're together. And then Vanessa calls. Okay. The one who broke his heart.
Yeah.
They go to a work meeting and he sleeps with her. So he cheats on Halle Berry with her. Comes home the next morning, and this is where the famous line comes in. They start arguing or whatever, and he's like, but I love you. And she's like, love should have brought your ass home last night. So you know that Toni Braxton song? Love should have brought you home last night. You don't know that one? Okay, this is 1992.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't here yet.
So she breaks up with him. He's heartbroken because he actually really does love her. He fucked up.
He loves Halle.
He loves Halle. He realizes he wanted Vanessa because she was this. I mean Angela. Sorry, this woman that he like couldn't have like. And she's just like he was. It was like conquering. Yeah, it was fun. But so the end of the movie, he basically goes back. He tells her like, I can't breathe without you.
To Halle?
Yeah, I can't breathe without you. I love you and I miss you. And they kiss and they're just back together. And I'm like, see, look.
Now you mad a little bit?
You're mad again.
I'm so happy. I want a man to tell me he ain't got no oxygen without me.
He breathing just fine. He made it over here.
No, I want to blow air in his face. I'll give you oxygen, baby.
But it was fun to watch it though. But it's just like I really liked it better when he was getting a taste of his own medicine.
I mean, I feel like at some point all of us get a taste of our own medicine.
Yeah.
And that will catapult us into maybe being better people because we tasted it and it's like, oh, that wasn't nice.
No.
And I need to do better. So we all gotta get a little bit of that. But I don't care what happens. I still want love. I want to play somebody in basketball. Anybody want to play for my heart? I'll play for your heart. I can stretch and put my knee brace on. Oh, and then his knee was messed up.
You don't think it was mean of him to like make her lose? Like, why would he?
That was so mean.
I don't get that.
But see, remember his ACL was torn. This is how like into it I was last night. And she's beating him, and then all of a sudden he just takes his knee brace off and throws it. Girl, I went to go find my knee brace. I went to get him like, I'll throw mine too. Let's go. Oh, it is mean, but it's just like it's the plot. It's the love should be. It shouldn't. I gotta go back to therapy.
It's fun though.
I love it. Love is fun. Relationships are fun.
Watching it on TV is fun. Like when they just have these unrealistic relationships and stuff. But Boomerang was fucked up because, like I said, Halle was dating his friend, kind of.
It happens.
And so, he basically took her from his friend, from his homeboy.
I was just watching somebody that did that recently. They took. It's gone. But it's like they were dating their friend and they started dating them and then they kind of
other
like they
friend.
got married and everything.
And I mean, like him
Who
and
was
the
it?
guy were good friends.
That's dirty work.
I would never date someone you dated.
That's
Even if y'all
weird.
didn't have sex.
Well, first of all, all of mine are ugly.
But I like them ugly too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine be wanting you to cook for them.
They won't look my way.
No, I don't know.
Don't gotta worry about that.
I don't know if we have the same taste.
No, we don't.
I don't think we do.
We don't. Mm-mm.
Because even like that quiet one, you too mysterious. Talk to me. Talk to me. What's wrong with you? I don't know what you're thinking.
No, we don't have the same taste.
I'm too intrusive. But even though where you were going with it, would I date that would just be weird.
Yeah.
Even here, the guy that I dated for 6 years, the one that you know, there was a girl that I know of. We're acquaintances, and they were dating for some time, and I found out later, and that didn't bother me, honestly, because like she wasn't a friend. But it's like I'm trying to think of if you were to date him, that would be so awkward.
Girl, because like, how am I gonna bring him around you? And you already beat him up too? I'm not gonna bring my boyfriend around and you beat up my boyfriend.
Bro, shut up.
Can you imagine?
I beat him up again.
And then he hurt my feelings. Hold on, Dex. I'm gonna go whoop his ass.
I got you.
Just like last time.
No, I couldn't. That would be really
That'd
awkward.
be so awkward.
You know, sometimes you talk to somebody, we all talking like, oh, we're having this argument with our significant other. We'll get advice, and I'm like, yeah, well, that one time I used to do that with him. Can you imagine?
He likes it when you do this.
No, you
Ew.
can't date that. That's a rule. You can't date a friend's like ex, or even if it was a situationship. That would just be weird. Not allowed. Not allowed.
Not at all.
Okay, so what else do we have on here?
Oh, so and speaking of, I'm trying to find these movies and watching these movies.
Oh yeah,
It's been so good to like disconnect from social media.
Yeah. Yes. So to get a little not too deep, but deep, I'm struggling. And if you want to follow my social medias, I think I'm gonna make a video. Maybe I'll commit to it. I don't know, and maybe not super edited, but I might do every day. I'm doing 100 days of a devotional and prayer, specifically because I'm struggling, and I'll just say it out loud and publicly. I'm struggling with trusting God for my next move and truly surrendering because I'm living in fear, essentially. It's like I already have this nice little bubble of where I live, of what I have, but I'm no longer feeling, I guess, fulfilled, or like I'm walking in my purpose of where I'm being called to something and I can't hear it because I have so much going on. So I'm choosing to, like, even my church did 21 days of prayer and I did not participate, but I was also on the cruise and sick. So I started today. So follow that aspect of it. But social media was making it even worse. There's so much noise and you can't hear, for me, you can't hear God. You can't hear his voice. You can't find your plan when you have so much noise going on. And there's so much going on. Trump has been in office for not even 2 weeks, right?
Just like a bunch of fear-inducing media.
Right. And a lot of,
like
some of it is true.
fake,
some of it isn't. Like, come on. The child support fake lie that came up and people sending it was like, making people anxious and sad, and there's truth to things. There are things that aren't true. There are people that are suffering because of what's happening. Fear that's happening, and I fell into that, and I fell into the fear, not necessarily for myself, well, a little bit for me, because I'm scared. I'm like, what if I gotta go back to work one day?
Yeah, you were just spiraling.
Spiraling really, really bad. So I'm talking to you and I'm boohoo crying, but I cry about everything.
You do.
So that's the crying part. Don't take that with a grain of salt. But this was
like scary because I'm listening. I'm like, wow, she's really like, it's not that I'm not worried, but your level of worry about these things, like you could barely talk. You were like, and then what if? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, wow.
I can't think. I can't see. I'm having literal panic attacks nonstop. So shout out to a friend of mine who he listens to this show sometimes. So if he is, thank you. I'll tell you again, I texted him and said thank you, but he spoke to me in a way that, one, I don't think I've ever had a man speak to me outside of like my cousin in that way, where it was like really speaking life into me. And straight up told me, he was like, if you are living with this level of anxiety, you're not trusting God. He was like, you're not living with him. You're not living in faith because you're taking on this burden on yourself and saying like, you have to be strong on your own. So you told me in that talk Friday, get the hell off social media.
Yes.
Like just shut off your phone and go watch some trash TV.
Yes.
So that's what I did. I went and got a bowl of ice cream with strawberries. I made myself a sandwich with some salt and vinegar chips, and I sat in front of the TV and I watched Wags to Riches.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Such a good way to disconnect from reality.
What?
Because these aren't real problems.
At all. They're not real problems. You're like mouth agape. Open down to the ground. Like, did they just say this? They just do that? Did they fight over this?
Yes.
Like catty behavior. But it felt good.
It reminds me of a simpler time.
Yes. And actually, if we go back to like, what's it, Basketball Wives.
Basketballs, yes.
Basketball Wives.
It
We
makes
were
me
young.
think of that, yes.
What year did that start?
Let
me see.
Oh, was that that would have been 2000? Would that have been 2016, 18?
I think it might have been before that.
2014?
2010.
2010.
So Ayana was 5.
Mm-hmm.
I was just getting towards the end of my divorce or like separation with her dad. Girl, I worked at the hospital in 2010, making like $15 an hour. Times were simple. Problems were smaller. We could look into that. We still had a little catty behavior in us.
Yeah.
So that's what those 2 days felt like. I'm like, I can't keep thinking of money, the future, the state of the union, literally of where we're at. So I truly believe trash TV,
trash TV
is the way to go. Is the way to go. Because even if I were to watch documentaries or try to, I don't want to learn.
No.
I want to learn nothing.
Got to like disconnect from the world for a little while.
And then in my vision board, I have 2 books. I want to read 2 books a month.
Mm-hmm.
Right now it's the 27th, so I have 4 days to finish my second one. So
Have you started it?
I haven't started it. But I got it's like 10 hours on an audiobook.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to do an audiobook and I'm going to do a fiction book. So I'm going to finish off the month literally with a fiction book where it's like it has nothing to do with me. Yeah. It'll be a love story or some drama.
Oh, I have a really good fiction book that you might like.
Which one?
It's called, oh my gosh, what's the name of it? Song of Achilles. It is so beautiful.
Okay.
It's about like Greek mythology and it's this homosexual relationship. Like I've never known a love so deep. Okay.
Will I like it?
You will.
Okay, let's go on Libby. So this is just for everyone that has a phone. There are 2 apps that I absolutely love. It is Libby and Hoopla. Which one do you use?
Hoopla.
Hoopla. I have them both just in case one doesn't have the other one.
Yeah. But I will say Libby probably better because Hoopla seems to be tied to the library for me. And they don't have a lot of audio options.
Oh, they're both tied to the library.
Oh, okay.
So you get them for free because you input
you use
your library card.
Yeah.
So go to your public library, get a free library card, and put that number into these apps and you have access to thousands and thousands of books. So what's it called, this one?
Song of Achilles.
Song of, here we go. Achilles. Title.
It's so beautiful.
11 hours.
Yeah.
Is it available? Please hold.
I cried.
Girl.
Reading that book. I wish I could like read. You know how you want to like read something again for the first time to experience the feelings that you had?
I'm 40th in line. Is this a new book?
No, it's old.
So it's a really popular book, I guess.
It's really popular.
Oh, maybe on Spotify.
It's so good.
I have it. Okay.
I love it.
Clear. If it's not popular, it has to be good. All right. So I'll do that one. And I think Spotify might have it because I pay for Spotify. All right. I'll do that. But that's definitely something everybody should do right now. Since January had like...
It was heavy.
174 days. You know? It was a long year in January.
It really was.
Take some time. Oh, there it is. I got it. Okay. Chapter 1.
You're gonna love it. It's the most beautiful love story, and you know I don't even like love stories.
I was about to say,
it's a beautiful love story.
It gotta be a little toxic somewhere. Does she get away with everything?
No, it's men. They're gay.
What am I about to listen to?
It's 2 men. It's like in like it's very you're gonna love it.
Okay, we'll see. I know that I want it to be something that has nothing to do with my growth, or spirituality, or business,
politics.
Definitely not politics. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I might run for office.
I know. That would be cool.
I talked to James yesterday. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think it would be really cool.
Yeah. Oh, and I know that I don't do this anymore, but because I went to church yesterday. Did you get to watch it?
No, I didn't get to watch it yet.
I mean, you don't have to, but if you wanted to. There was one specific Bible verse just because it has to do with what I'm going through.
What you're going, I think you should share it. Because a lot of people are feeling what you're feeling right now, Carla. A lot of people are.
But before I get there, I posted today, since I started my like prayer in the morning, I asked people, what are some things that you may be going through that I can pray for them for? Because I was like, if I'm just praying for myself, I want to also pray for other people and what they're going through and see what other people's problems are as well that may make me feel like, okay, I'm in this with other folks. Bro, immediately, I need to pivot. The first person, I need to pivot and listen for his guidance on what my next move should be in my life.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Trusting God's promise, worrying about my future, needing a sign, needing to hear his voice. Second person. Third person, the anxiety from stress of work passes and I gain my confidence again. Just reading this made me cry. I'm struggling keeping my boundaries from my toxic mom. Another one, my son is in the hospital healing pancreatitis. Please send some love. He's only 6.
Wow.
Another one's trusting God's plan for me. I got laid off in April 2024. I can't seem to find any job.
Jeez.
Like, and I just posted this maybe like an hour before I got here. And I'm realizing we are all struggling with a lot of the same things at the top of the year. So one, I'm definitely going to be praying for everyone who's sending their responses to my social media. But I will share yesterday because it was so impactful for me when I went to church. It was Galatians 3:3. And it says, you began your life in Christ by the Spirit. Now you're trying to make it complete by your own power. That is foolish. And I think I've shared my testimony here with my friends. You guys have been able to witness the things that I've been able to do, not on my own. Like we saw so many things happen in the past 2-3 years with me that it was not man that could move any of those mountains. And I've been for the past maybe like 6 months, year, I would say, carrying out things like, all right, I got here on my own and I think I forgot that it's not me just doing it. Or I'm trying to carry the weight of my kids and of my friends and of literally the world and politics and the country. And I'm like, girl, all right, Hulk wannabe.
That's not for you to carry.
No. So it is foolish to try to now think that all of this weight that was here that I was carrying it, I'm not carrying it. I need to let it go and trust that he'll pick it up.
Amen.
So let's try it because I'm tired.
Every time I call you, I'm like, my poor friend.
But your friend is struggling, but I'm only struggling because I'm choosing to not quiet the noise. So let's see where these next 100 days take me.
Let's see. Are you going to share it on social media every day or is it something you do alone?
So I posted today on my stories the actual passage because it's a small little passage that you read from the book. I'll tag the book. I'll send you the link to Amazon if you wanted to get the book and do it yourself. But yeah, I think I'm just going to record like a little video of what I'm dealing with that maybe someone else may be dealing with as well.
I think that'll be beautiful.
Yeah, just because I know clearly just from posting it this morning and the amount of responses I've gotten just from my stories, let me know that I'm not alone in that part. Yeah. And maybe some people might not want it with, the religious aspect of it or the spiritual aspect of it. I don't care what you do it with.
Right.
Just
receive it.
Yeah, just receive and at least if you're an atheist.
Okay.
It's wild because it's like we need a higher power, but think of some type of higher power.
Yes.
Jesus for me. All right, let's get out of here.
All right, this has been another episode of the So What Now podcast. Don't forget to rate, subscribe.
Ooh. Who we gonna shout out today?
Okay,
we're about to leave. Promise, we're about to get out of here. 1 segundo.
Carlos is like, see, this is why I usually have y'all come at the end of the day because y'all don't never stick to the right time.
What is wrong with y'all? Okay, let's see. There's another one. This says, my work besties. Ooh, we're sitting there with your work. Her name is your girl, Bella Liz. It says, Carla and Dex are so much fun to listen to and go on vacation with. Oh, because they go on vacation with us when we go on vacation. Yeah. Yes. We need another one so we can go on vacation.
Yeah.
Can we schedule it?
Yeah.
Okay. I swear they have me feeling like I'm part of the crew, which you are. Y'all make my day go so much smoother. I look forward to y'all. Keep up the good laughs and realness. We love y'all out here. And Dex, I promise I'm going to start recycling. Okay.
Thank you so much for leaving that review. That was awesome.
That was a really good one.
Yeah.
Please send her the picture of you putting the stuff in the green bucket. Make her day.
All right, we got to get out of here because Carlos is literally unplugging everything. We love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you next week.
Bye.